How concerned are you about a wider conflict in the region, and what needs to happen now to deal with the problem?
Well, it's very concerning. I was just in the Middle East a few weeks ago. I met with Prime Minister Netanyahu. I met with leaders in Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Qatar, and Jordan to talk about the situation going on there. That was before the latest escalation. But all Israel is asking from America is to support them to do what it takes to defend itself. And what we have with President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris is an administration that rather wants to stand in their way, calling for ceasefires.
We need to put pressure on to do a ceasefire so that everything can calm down. Right now, everything is in an uproar. There's this tit for tat going back and forth, and lives are at stake here. We're losing people, we're losing human lives. Not to mention the devastation and the PTSD that's going to be from all of these bombs and all of these deaths.
When it comes to the United States Senate, first and foremost, there is a much larger role in the U.S. Senate when it comes to foreign policy. And I'm best equipped to fill that role after serving 8 years in the House, on the House Armed Services Committee. And I'm the only candidate in the race who wore the uniform and served my country in Afghanistan as a veteran. So that experience will come in handy in the United States Senate when it comes to national security issues and foreign policy.
I think that even though my opponent was in the military, I am with the military. And my son serves in the military as well. So we understand what that means, and just to take that eye to the floor and say, listen, how does this affect us?
We have more of those interviews in the weeks ahead. We'll also be talking with Libertarian candidate Andy Horning. And on our website, we have a reaction to Banks' decision to skip the debate later this month. It's being hosted by the Indiana Debate Commission in this race. Meantime, today we're also hearing from some of the candidates running for the U.S. House. Recently, we heard from the candidates looking to replace Congressman Banks in the 3rd District. And this week, we're hearing from the candidates in the 4th District, where incumbent Republican Jim Baird faces Democratic opponent Derek Holder. First, here's part of our interview with Congressman Baird from D.C.
I think people have recognized me and are familiar with what I've done, and they're familiar with that experience I have in the military, the experience I have in education and research, and I think that really is impactful.
I know this is my first run. I'm not expecting the miracle, but according to polls, we're pretty freaking neck and neck. So, I mean, it can happen.
We have more of those interviews online. Meantime, we also recently looked at the race in the 5th District, where the congressional candidates met last month for a town hall forum. We have more of that on our website as well, along with our interviews in the 6th Congressional District, where former Republican mayoral candidate Jefferson Shreve is up against Democratic candidate Cindy Worth. We spoke with them both this week.
What are some of the issues you're hoping to take with you to D.C. if you're elected to serve the 6th District in Congress?
If people hire me for the job, if they send me in, you'll see a focus on the fiscal challenges facing our country at the federal level and on border security, but fiscal security front and center. I think that's the most pressing challenge.
When you're looking at policy, you're looking for those places where you can start to help people. And I'm going in it with, look, we have these things that need to be taken care of. We have these goals. We need to make them happen.
We've got more of those interviews on our website as well. Coming up next, we'll talk with our panel about the first debates in the race for governor and what it means for the campaign moving forward. And later, President Biden surveys the storm damage from Hurricane Helene as an Indiana lawmaker makes a trip of his own to help the storm victims. Stick around.